So, former state GOP chairman Bill Powers joins me tonight. You just received a Lifetime Achievement Award for your service to the Republican Party.
Very special.
How many years was it that you were chairman?
10.
10 years, 10 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually presided over the last divided GOP convention. It was in 1994, and that was when George Pataki came. He was nobody at the time. He was this little-known state senator, and you and former Senator Alphonse D'Amato, U.S. Senator Alphonse D'Amato, got together and made this guy the nominee, and it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, and it happened in this room, but we needed to do something. We needed change. And the party had just won with Rudy Giuliani, so we were on a roll. We had worked hard in a lot of the different communities and knew we could beat Mario Cuomo. And we put together the campaign, but we kept the coalitions that we built together throughout the entire time I was there. It was Chinatown, it was the Bronx, it was the Korean community, it was the Republican Party, but it was all those independent and the ethnic voters. We did so well among them, but we worked among them.
But there was so much division here at this convention, and also going forward, it's going to be difficult to unite, it seems, the different factions in the party. And you also have a situation where the conservatives and the Republicans are not on the same page. They are for governor with Rick Blasio, but they're not on the same page with some of the U.S. Senate candidates.
Right.
How significant is that of a problem?
People seek out the candidates they want to vote for. I personally wish Mike Long hadn't done that, and his convention should have been after ours. But he runs that party, and that's fine. He does what he wants to do. We never had those issues. We never had those types of problems. I think that if the candidates run hard and they work hard and they reach out again to the communities, they go back and work in those communities, they can win. We can win across the state again. It's probably in better shape today than it was in 1991.
What's your assessment of Ed Cox's chairmanship?
I think Ed has done as good a job as he's capable of doing. I think Ed's a nice guy. He's fine. I've known him.
That's not a ringing endorsement, really.
Well, he's elected by the chairman, and they have faith in him, and they support him, and they elect him, and he does the best job he can.
It's interesting. Do you see a similarity? I mean, in 1994, certainly Mario Cuomo. I mean, some people said it was the ABC campaign. Anybody but Cuomo could have beaten him. He was this big liberal icon, defeated by a little-known state senator. The party didn't have very much in terms of resources. No. It was still a Democratic-dominated state, and even more so now. Now we have. Andrew Cuomo coming back, a Republican party that doesn't have very much in the way of resources. A former congressman is the designee, Rick Blasio. But do you see parallels between all of that?
I do, and I think Rick probably is a lot better known today than George Pataki was in 1994, having run statewide before. But another point that you said, and I want to kind of correct it. The Republican Party ended up in 2001 being the majority party in 14 out of 16 county execs, 4 out of 6 big city mayors, and 58 out of 62 counties local government.
But you don't have that as much
anymore.
No,
we don't anymore.
Okay,
but we drove it back to that, and that's what I would suggest that they do again. And I said that when I spoke today. Take it home.
Start with the grassroots. That's one of your famous. That was your hallmark, really, of your leadership was grassroots. You have seen a little bit of that. Nassau County flipped the legislature and the county executives. Westchester, sure. But there is the enrollment edge for the Democrats has only grown since your day, actually. So really, when you game out the chances of the Republican Party and the statewide ticket, it looks like it would be harder this time around than it was when you were chairman.
Maybe it will be. I think that some of the candidates certainly have more money than they had back then. And politics is interesting. If, again, they go back out, they go to work. I used to ask people for a dime a day. I'd ask them to join the Republican Party for a dime a day.
Did that work?
No, they would bring on mail-in in trays. And every one of the dime a days went out and voted. And they voted for us.
Wait, they sent you coins? They didn't send you dimes?
A lot of them sent me dimes. A lot of them, I asked for $36.50 a year, a dime a day.
Okay.
And some sent dimes. I mean, it was wonderful. And then I would send them letters and would communicate. But we raised a tremendous amount of money from the grassroots, from the bottom up. We had major donors. But we didn't have major donors until we started to win. The rest of it came from the hardworking, middle-class people that believed in our message and thought that we could make a difference in New York City with Rudy. We could make a difference in New York State, and we could make a difference in those local elections.
And you're still involved, actually, in the 20th congressional district. You are behind Chris Gibson with an effort to try and take back that congressional seat. That's personal for you.
It is, and we're going to win. He's a great candidate. Here you got a guy that called us from Haiti to say he was going to run. He's a colonel in the 82nd Airborne and retired when he left Haiti a month and a half ago.
Well, we will see how you do with that, certainly, and we'll be keeping up with it. Thank you very much, Chairman. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too.
Take care, Bill Power.